I need to tell someone about this before I lose my mind completely. 3 months ago, I moved into a studio apartment in downtown Seattle. The rent was insanely cheap, $600 a month for a decent place in a good neighborhood. When I asked the landlord about it during the viewing, he just shrugged and said the previous tenant had left suddenly and he needed to fill it fast. Red flag, I know, but I'm a grad student drowning in loans, so I signed the lease that day. Everything was normal for the first few weeks. Then I started noticing the smell. It would hit me randomly, this sickly, sweet, rotting odor that seemed to come from nowhere and disappeared just as quickly. I checked everywhere. Under the sink, behind the fridge, inside the vents, nothing. Then came the sounds. Scratching inside the walls, but only between 2 and 3 a.m. I told myself it was rats, even though it sounded too rhythmic, too deliberate, like fingernails dragging slowly across the drywall. Last week I dropped my phone behind the radiator. When I pulled the radiator away from the wall to get it, I found something. A hole. Someone had carved a small hole into the wall, maybe 6 inches across, and covered it with the radiator. I shined my phone's flashlight inside. There was a space back there. Not a normal gap between walls and actual room. I could see part of a concrete floor and something else. Something that looked like fabric. Dark, stained fabric. I should have called the police right then. I know that now, but curiosity got the better of me. I'm an idiot. I pulled the radiator further out and squeezed through the hole. The hidden room was small, maybe 8 by 8 feet. The concrete floor was covered in dark stains that I tried not to think about. And there in the corner was a sleeping bag. The fabric I'd seen. It looked recently used. That's when I saw them. Scratches on the inside of the walls. Hundreds of them covering every surface, tally marks, and words carved deep into the drywall. "He comes at night," repeated over and over. I heard the scratching sound then, behind me, coming from my apartment. I squeezed back through that hole faster than I've ever moved in my life, shoved the radiator back in place, grabbed my keys and wallet, and got out. I'm writing this from a 24-hour diner 3 blocks away. I just Googled my address with the word death and missing. The previous tenant, a guy named Marcus Chun, was reported missing 4 months ago. They never found him. But here's the thing that's making my hands shake so badly. I can barely type. I just checked my apartment security camera app. I installed a cheap camera above my door last month after my package got stolen. There's someone in my apartment right now, standing in the dark, staring at the radiator. And I just realized I never gave my landlord my phone number, but he texted me yesterday asking if everything was comfortable and if I'd discovered anything interesting. I don't know what to do. The person in my apartment hasn't moved in 20 minutes. They're just standing there, waiting. I think I know why my rent was so cheap. Update. The figure just looked directly at the camera. I'm calling the police.